All right, welcome again. This is the third data economy female success story, and it is presented to us by Esra Aliu. Esra is a talented data analyst doing the practical work of digging value from the data. She started with the big data and artificial intelligence in the university. According to Esra, she was blessed to enter as a junior data analyst in a startup where she had space and opportunity to learn by doing. Currently, she's using Power BI to make extraordinary visualizations and statistics. SQL and QKL, never heard of it, but I need to learn.
KQL,
KQL to filter, update, and transfer millions of data rows in different Azure environments. Well, needless to say, she is the one who actually does things while many just talk. So in short, if you have a good project, Esra is just pure code. Grab her and get more out of your data. So go ahead, Esra.
Yes, thank you, Jarkko, for the nice words. And thank you for inviting me here. So, well, I'm Esra Aliu, and actually, I came to this to this data field as an intern, and it was actually Jarkko who hired me. So that's I guess why I'm here. I owe you a thank you, and maybe much more than thank you to you. But let's continue. I have actually added this kind of title, this multi-passport view on data analytics. The reason is maybe because of my background. I have done many from primary school to high school and then university. I have traveled quite back and forth, and maybe that has kind of developed my view on analytics, that you see the data from different point of angle, and you get to actually know better. So I kind of got this kind of detailed eye for the things. So I wanted to go back to my origin. So I'm basically somewhere from here. Actually, I was born somewhere here. My parents are from here, so we are like this community in Serbia who speak Albanian. But I was raised in Kosovo, in Pristina, in the capital of Kosovo, and I did their primary school. And then in the high school, I actually decided to move to Albania, to the capital of Albania, in Tirana. I did their high school, and why I wanted to point out is why this actually helped me to become who I am today is because in Albania, I got a really in Tirana, I got a really great education. Maybe the basis of mathematics, statistics, and science stuff I got from there. And I would say that's really actually a prerequisite skill to have it's math and statistics to actually be a good data analyst. So yeah, that's why I am showing guys to this here. And I have lived for a while in Macedonia as well. It was during the refugee times I lived there as well. But then from the high school, I went back to Pristina, and I started studying there chemical engineering again. I did lots of math, but I didn't like the chemistry itself, so I dropped off. So after that, I have here some life cycle. Well, I told this, but in this fourth point, I came actually to Finland, to Valkeakoski, to study business administration. The degree was all in English, and it was nice and all, but I felt that coming from a science background, business per se was okay, but I still wanted to have some science incorporated to that. So I actually asked my teachers, and for those, well, basically Finns knows, but the flexibility of education was so nice that they actually provided me to choose a totally different major from what was there offered originally. So I chose big data and business intelligence. That's where I started. From my third year of studies, I started with big data and business intelligence. I had an introduction to Power BI. So Power BI is a Microsoft tool. It's a business intelligence tool, a data transformation tool, and that's what I actually work with nowadays. So when it was, I don't remember how many years ago it was, but yeah, when I finished when I chose my major, I started learning Power BI, and then I actually did even my thesis in Power BI, Google Analytics, and SQL Azure environment. So I went to one IT company here in Tampere. I also live in Tampere, so I went there. I had, I guess, a 6 months something uh, like thesis work in there. So sorry, I have the marketing team with the Google Analytics. Like I also did those for the very first time. So I had never done before, but well, I had like people supporting me there in the company, which is nice. And I got to like transfer the data from Google Analytics to Power BI, and the marketing team was actually so happy, and they said that they have wanted this for so long, so they could finally see that it was actually mostly about the website analytics. So they finally could see that the users, the amount of users, and like how long they are staying, for example, in one of the tabs that they have created in the website, and how fast they are dropping off, and so all these like web data analytics. So my point is that like in the data analytics you have like so many fields. Like if you like whatever you like, if you like marketing, you get to do marketing analytics, and this web analytics is one of the things. And then sales also, it's the sales I also did in there. So basically it's a customer information. So giving an overview of customers, like their information, like including their emails, names, phone numbers, and stuff like that, and then including their cycle of what kind of customers they are. So for example, the company itself can then maybe concentrate in future customers, what do they want to do. And then the other source that I worked with was the SQL Azure. So from there, I retrieved like data again for customers, but also data for the employees themselves, like inside the company. So they wanted to see how's like everyone doing. So regarding like rewards and if or increasing in salary, so to see how much they have like accomplished during a given time in the company. But it was like a very good experience, and all that I told about you right now, I didn't do none of them before. Like I learned in there, so it was really nice place to start. And then it comes this part, and please stop me like if you want to ask or anything. I cannot see the screen. So then I have this, I started in this data and analytics training, and I actually recommend to you that you check out, there are different, this kind of koulutus, like educations, courses that are like organized from different companies or even from the cities themselves. So this was organized by the Tampere like work office, this kind of course, a 6 month course. And this is how I got like to meet Jarkko, and I think also Nazia is in the call. So I got to learn about data analytics and like a beginner levels of like AI and machine learnings. So in there I started like learning, but also practicing at the same time. And the course itself found for me the company where I could practice my skills, and it was a platform of trust. It's a startup company, so it's a platform. It's basically what this platform is trying to do is that it's trying to gathering data to be like in one place and accessible from one place, easy to get and easy to be analyzed and everything, and offering like different data sources, different connections, and so on. So from there, I was for 6 months, yes, a trainee. And then after like being a trainee for 6 months, I actually got a job offer where I started as I think it's in here. Yeah. Where I started as a data analyst. And this is I have right this path to Capgemini because this is my current workplace. So this is why the title is like that. But yes, I started in the platform of trust. I was there for um, maybe about 2 years. And in there actually it was well, from the thesis and internship and then in the startup was actually really nice because I was at the time the only data analyst, so I guess I had to figure out the stuff on my own. I had of course help also from the others, but they were like different fields, so that actually was kind of an advantage to me, so I could challenge myself and work like with the data myself. And I again, of course, continued to use Power BI. So Power BI, this Microsoft tool, there's actually many like data tools like that there are used like in companies like it's this Tableau, ClickSense, and I guess yeah, even Google like has its own Google Data Studio. But I've tried like all of them a little, but the Microsoft Power BI I would suggest to start like maybe learning if you want to become a data analyst, change career or something like that. It's a very easy like to start tool. You don't need to pay anything. You can like download the Power BI for free, and then you have like lots of tutorials, videos in YouTube, like everything available for you. And then, well, we are coming back again to data. You have lots of open data sources that you can get some data and train yourself. And the reason why I like Power BI is because it's so user friendly. It's you don't actually like need to be like a genius to start to like work with it. So you don't need any coding skills or anything. You just like start by like fetching, let's say, Excel file. You can even fetch an Excel file, like the very simplest data source. An Excel file, there can be like 5 columns, a very small table. It can be like if you, I don't know, if you like to eat cake, you can Google some like cake data statistics, and then you will get, for example, some column the cities, then you will get some column about the date, so the day, and then you will get some column like, for example, amount of people and then amount of cake, and basically from that, then you get that in what city. Um, what day, how many people, how much cake they ate. So that's what we're trying to do, like from data. So it's a really nice view, even if you have just a hobby, like to track your own finances or like your like health-wise habits, like your food, what you're eating, and you can actually just type on your own Google sheet or Excel sheet that if you ate, for example, all week you ate like some like healthy stuff like some soup, potatoes, and salad with them, and you also like put the date column next to it, and you see that, for example, after a month or 2 months, like you see that in which day you ate healthy and in which day you didn't, and then maybe you get to see that I actually didn't eat so healthy because maybe like it was some kind of not so nice time for you and like you had cravings and stuff like that. But that's like the point of the analyzing the data. But yes, from I went like to, yeah, maybe too broad, but then in the platform of trust, we collected data from sensors, so that was really cool, like IoT sensors, and we had actually real-time data. They were like refreshing, like not daily, like, but actually we had every millisecond. That's fresh it was. So I had to do with like weather data, and then with real estate data. Also, the coolest was maybe the one that was coming from manufacturer place. So we actually got to see the robots, which robots was working the most efficiently and which was not, and and what time it was working the best and what not. And this is actually how we got a paying customer from that. We did an MVP version, so it was a really nice work. But saying that, like I said, like already analytics, food habit, marketing analytics, sales analytics, customers performance, like robotics, you can analyze all kind of data. So if you feel that you have some kind of preferred field that you like to work on, you can actually incorporate that with data analytics. And then after a while, I thought that maybe like I want to kind of look and pursue for some career where I have even like more kind of diverse data to get. So I applied in this consultancy company in Capgemini. This is a French company. Headquarters are, I guess, somewhere in France, and we are like a company of around 300,000 employer, more than that. But in Finland itself, we are like 700 employers. Like I am like rounding, so it's a pretty big company even in Capgemini because we have different departments. So it's pretty huge. Even in there, you can actually be a data analyst in different departments. And I myself am in insights and data. You can go ahead and Google, and if there's open position in insights and data, well, the department names itself, it says that you have insights, and then from the data you will give some insights with visualization and all sorts of the thing. I have been so far in 2 projects. I guess for security reasons, I'm not allowed to say like any customer name or anything like that, but I can say the nature of project. Well, the first project was, I would say, well, the data itself is at some point it becomes like similar when you start working with it a lot of time. Like you just like are measuring different things. So it always comes down to different KPIs. KPIs are very important things. So they are measuring different performance indicators, that how different things are working, like, or are they working at all. So the latest one was actually again a platform, but it hasn't been this kind of IoT sensor connectors kind of platform. It has been actually a platform built on top of Microsoft Azure. So what I did, I was tracking all activities of different, if you have used Microsoft Azure like in the past, and in there, like there is many like different repositories and different groups and subscriptions. So what I did, I tracked all these subscriptions, all these groups, all like levels that go down, and the user access, how many there are, how many there are not, and then different, like everything that Azure itself includes, storage capacity, costs, and all these things that were coming from Microsoft Azure. We were making this general global view of all the stuff that was happening in Microsoft Azure. So our co-workers wouldn't have to go and, for example, manually, like for example, let's say, search for a subscription, and then under a subscription there is usually groups, and other groups can be also something else. So there's too many categories, too many manual search. So we were creating for them in Power BI. I did also, there are many like cool things. I even used in there for the first time, there's different functions in Power BI. Yeah, I forgot to mention, of course, it's Power BI. So I'm still using Power BI, the tool. And there was this, I got to actually learn this new language, KQL, Custo Query Language. The reason that why, it's because log analytics. This data that I was retrieving from, it used the only way you could fetch the data was by using this Custo Query language. It's not it has a similar approach like SQL, but a little bit different. So that's what I got to learn in here. I fetched from the KQL to Power BI. It was a little bit different method that I've used before, which was new and it was really nice. And we use actually different environments in there, and that was like something very like new for me. Well, saying this, the project was like very sophisticated. The environment they had created this prod, QA, and development. So inside Power BI itself, I was actually able to specify where do I want this data to be published. So even for like if you are new to this field, for example, if you are in this kind of project, when you had this dev environment, the development, even if you did some mistake, that's okay because it's in development state, so nothing will break, nothing will lose. Like it's totally okay to test and do stuff. So yes. Well, next project that I've started with has been this manufacturing plant, paper plants. They are running in, well, everywhere in the world, but right now I'm doing somewhere in US, and we're trying to give the data to the customers that how much waste, for example, they're having the paper, so maybe they can reduce the waste, so they don't have so much waste in the future, or how much actually good paper was produced, so they see that if it was, let's say, 90% good paper was produced, how they can increase that. So it all comes down again to KPIs, indicator performance. So we are showing there that what they are doing wrong and what they are doing well, and then they can even filter like with different filters. They can see in which, for example, machine it's doing the worst, which plant it's doing the worst. You can like select the date, which date this is happening, and so forth. But saying that, like all in all, like I'm very happy with the data analytics work, and I feel actually very like I very good like about where I am now. But I feel very good that like a woman in most of these projects there is the majority is men, but I've never have ever like had any problem with that. They have been all very supportive, and I have learned a lot, and I would say that would be really nice, you know, if also like more women decide to jump into this field. And you get used to it, like, you know, you start with like small steps, and then gradually you like go up and up. So yeah, like I'm definitely going to be here for a long time, and just hoping that I get more and more different projects, so I get to like taste different data. But yeah, thank you. Any questions or any comment, or if you want like any links, something that where you can get courses or how to start. But yeah, that was from my side. Thanks.
Thank you for the
I will stop the
story.
share.
And while people think about the questions, it was nice to hear the story, and nice that you actually have you have found your spot in Capgemini. So I'm really happy for you. I'm really happy for you.
Yes, thank you. I'm really happy you chose me, Savannah. So
Well,
I would
yeah.
have said something now, but like in my background, it's like construction work is happening, so really can't say anything right at this
Yeah,
moment.
thank
But
you.
Esra, hats off to you, and I have seen you the way you have grown after you came here as an intern, and then you joined to Platform of Trust as our data analyst, and the way you have manage the projects, the way you have collaborated with all the team. I have seen you grown, and I'm like really lucky that you came here as my mentee, and then we have become work colleagues and then become really good friends. So this is something like this beauty of the domain that can make you really good friends as well.
Yes, yeah, I totally agree. And like I said, it's so nice if like more and more women and the girls like join this, because we are a very welcoming community.